This is like one of the craziest songs. I don't know what to make of it.
You ready?
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back for, it's been a while actually at this point since I've done an SB19 video performance, but we're back with SB19 and this is their music video from about 6 months ago. This is called GENTO. So we're gonna be doing a first time reaction and musical breakdown, talk a lot about the vocal techniques used by these awesome singers. I'm very excited to be back with them. Before we get started, I'd like to give a quick shout out to my partner here. This is TuneLark is the name of the company. Amazing online learning company for music. If you want to learn any musical instrument, be that cello or piano or guitar or singing or music production or music composition, there are expert instructors waiting to meet with you one-on-one to help you meet your musical goals. And their whole thing is prioritizing fun and empowering these teachers to create lessons that are engaging and creative, and it's very game-based. So you don't even feel like you're learning. It's so much fun. I've had one-on-one conversations with their CEO. I've seen the company extensively. I've seen it work. I've seen the success stories. It's an amazing company, guys. Follow the link below in the description for 50% off your first trial lesson over there at TuneLark. Otherwise, guys, please do like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment for the algorithm. Hit the bell. And if at the end of this you find I have enhanced your SB19 experience, which is my whole goal here, consider joining my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Without further ado, let's check out SB19 GENTO.
Some no later. I woke up and baked dead potato. Got carved to shape me for major, but I stay me, not mediocre. Look up and tell me what you see. Oh, good.
I love so much that's coming out of the K-pop world right now. All the production value on the videos and the music is absolutely insane. And I love there's all these like more heavier electronic elements finding their way in, and they're combining it with like orchestral elements. Not in this one yet, but for videos I've done recently, it's just a very cool vibe. And not to mention, they're all unbelievable dancers, so you get like amazing choreography as well. So this sound you're hearing now, this doom doom doom, this is very deep house. If anyone has listened to deep house music, that is a signature sound from the deep house world. And I love they got the pickaxes and shit.
I want some, I get some no later. I woke up and baked dead potato. Got carved to shape me for major, but I stay me, not mediocre.
So like a pretty aggressive vocal start to this piece, right? There's even some grit coming in the sound. It's like a very forward kind of, aggressive kind of sound. There's like a lot of hiss in the sound because of how much air is being powerfully pumped through the vocal folds here. And it's also very speech-like, right? This is not a melodically sung piece. This is very much, bordering on rap, really.
I want some, I get some no later. I woke up and baked dead potato. Got carved to shape me for major.
Like on the word carved, there's a lot of extra grit and turbulence in the sound.
I woke up and baked dead potato. Got carved to shape me for major, but I stay me, not mediocre. Look up and tell me what you see. Oh, Gucci, but the real question is really big. A movie's definitely not my reality. Cause you see, model me, ew.
So totally different voice here, right? At least as far as I can tell. Well, maybe they're holding it in such a way, but it sounds like a higher voice type coming in here second. And again, I'm not super familiar with all the members of this group. It's also been a long time since I've analyzed them, but You just like, cool to hear the contrast and the difference between this first singer here and the second singer.
Carved to shape me for major, but I stay me, not mediocre. Look up and tell me what you see, oh Gucci, but the real question is really me. A movie's definitely not my reality, cause you see, model me, ew. Katiri. Yeah, I'm gonna see you later. Pagkatapos ko mag-shower, medyo ramdam ko ng power. Tulong pa sa sour, mga hater kaya.
So now he actually gets, also I'm not sure these subtitles are correct, but now we get some actual singing, and very clearly a tenor voice, beautiful voice, and very efficient use of tone, right? There's no extra breath coming through. It's like very much in that high part of the chest voice, and it's just very efficient. There's no breathiness, right? It's a very pure tone.
Reality, cause you see, model me, ew. Katiri. Yeah, I'm gonna see you later.
So E flat 4s and F 4s there, super easy for this singer, right? This is like middle voice for him, it sounds like.
Yeah, I'm gonna see you later. Pagkatapos ko mag-shower, medyo ramdam ko ng power.
So up to A flat 4, this is getting pretty darn high, but it's very, very manageable for this particular singer.
Pagkatapos ko mag-shower, medyo ramdam ko ng power. Tulong pa sa sour, mga hater kaya. Ng mga bagay-bagay, di pwedeng ani sa aking bahay. Tahimik lang daw ang matibay, pero pag tinupak talagang mag-ingay.
So we're getting into like, oh man, the video elements are just crazy. This is an odd song, I will say. This is an interesting song. I don't really understand it yet musically. We're gonna continue piecing it together, but there's so many radically different things happening verse to verse, like melodically and vocal technique. It's like I don't know what's happening, but we're gonna try and analyze it. We get another tenor voice here that comes in this cave section, more melodic singing. These high notes are all A flats. Again, very easy for these singers to be up that high, which is remarkable because it is, even for a natural tenor voice, A flat 4 is getting up pretty high. Up to B flat 4 there as well. Still full chest connection, right? Getting into that healthy yelling part of the voice where you're really stretching those vocal folds up. It's a powerful sound. You know, we can't tell anything about true volume of voice because of all the things that are separating us from, you know, like an acoustic performance of this. The video, the studio production, the compression, all the editing, yada, yada, yada. But you can tell when the voice gets up into that healthy yelling quality, when they're really stretching it up there, that's when you know that the sound would be louder. We can assume it would be louder just based on the quality and the type of vocal production. Also, just to point out in this section, we are getting the classic like trap claps. It's a great way to build up a song leading into what would be a drop. You know, in K-pop music, sometimes it's drop-like. It's not really like a full like electronic or dubstep drop, but there's some kind of drop going into the chorus. You get a lot of that actually when the K-pop artists work with League of Legends. Then you get a more kind of real drop sound. That was a lot. That was a lot of information thrown at you. Let's just go back and listen.
GENTO, 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 dito basta-basta bingo. Need mo, makumpleto parang bento. GENTO, ano kaya mo? Kahit mo kayang bubunan, makakita lang ng ginto.
So far we have two guys that are doing more rapping and the other three are doing more singing, more melodic singing. You guys can leave comments below. Is that normal for the group? They're normally a couple of guys that do the rapping parts and three guys that do the singing parts. leave your comments below. And then, yeah, now we're getting to see them do their choreography, which is, you know, something that's just amazing about all these K-pop artists. They can all sing, they can all dance.
GENTO, 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 dito basta-basta bindo. Need mo, makumpleto parang bento. GENTO, ano kaya mo? Hino kayang bubunan, makakita lang ng ginto. Ginto, kahit na wala pang hinto. 100% bawal bitaw ko. Mismo, eto kaya mo? Basta-basta makakakita ng GENTO.
This is like one of the craziest songs. I don't know what to make of it. It's crazy. There's like all these different elements of different genres of EDM, and then there's the rapping and the singing, and just there's no like clear structure about like verse, chorus, bridge stuff, and it is wild. This is a wild song. That sounds like it's building up to another drop when these crashes come back in. It sounds like, okay, we're revving back intensity. It's going to actually go into a real drop. And then we get what would be like a drum and bass. This is drum and bass tempo, the genre of EDM. I would expect with that build up and that drop, and we get the bass line, but we don't get like the heavy growl bass that you get in like a dubstep drum and bass song, which is what my experience would tell me. Having a ton of experience with that music, I was expecting, you would expect, I wasn't really here. You can see my mind is like, what? My mind is all over the place right now. You get the part of the drop, but you don't get that crazy growl bass, even though it very much sounds like a build up to a drum and bass drop. But yeah, it does border on. I mean, you do get a lot of bass with some of those higher elements. That's a regular feature of EDM drops. So as to not have too many low elements in the mix, it can cause it to get muddy. What we get now is a very clear bass line and very clear elements happening above that. It's just not a kind of drop I've heard before. Like, this is the word that keeps coming back is wild. This is just a wild sound, a wild music video. It's crazy. Also, I don't remember hearing anything like this from SB19 in my previous analysis videos. This is like radically different. Maybe that's why I'm so thrown off.
Di ko basta-basta makakakita ng gento. Di ko na kailangan lumunok ng bato, hindi maladana to. Aandar ang makina ko, tanging mekaniko. Ay ako, nga ng moni-moni ko. Sa daming pinagdaanan, nagpatong ng istoriko. Soso mga chismoso, likat pumanik na rito. Di naman talaga
This crazy, like, the music video is absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. So now this guy was singing more earlier, and now he's rapping. So do they all sing and rap some? I continue to be thrown off.
Basta makakakita ng gento. Di ko na kailangan lumunok ng bato, hindi maladana to. Aandar ang makina ko, tanging mekaniko. Ay ako, nga ng moni-moni ko. Sa daming pinagdaanan, nagpatong ng istoriko. Soso mga chismoso, likat pumanik.
That's nuts. Also, there's a lot of, so this rapping section, there's a lot of more intense vocals, right? We're getting a lot of turbulence in the vocal folds. It's not a very clean sound. It's a much more intense, kind of gravelly sound. Which makes sense for the environment he's in, right? He's literally like moving rocks around, and his voice sounds gravelly. So there's a through line there. I don't know if that was intentional, but yeah, the voice is just much more like that, as opposed to like a nice clean tone. It's much more speech driven, text driven. It's almost like voice acting. And some very, very, very fast rapping. I'm gonna put the subtitles on and see if I can see what they're saying. Yeah, ridiculously fast rapping here. Mephisto will fold when I go into beast mode. Hey, that's a bass voice. I didn't know there was a bass in SB19. I knew there was like a more baritone singer. I did not know there was an actual bass voice happening. So, hey, what's up, bass? No rush, I can do this all day. No rush. The mentality till it go back. The harder I work, the harder I play. But I'm home goals, I can say R.I.P. Kobe. R.I.P. That was nuts. That's a little tangent, but when Kobe died in the helicopter crash, I was in Los Angeles, like not far from it. And I remember that popped on the news. I was working out at the USC gym, and everyone just stopped and was just staring at the TV. It was like a crazy moment in history. But yeah, shout out to Kobe, Black Mamba. No rush, I can do this all day. No rush. The mentality till it go back. The harder I work, the harder I play. But I'm home goals, I can so he's kind of hovering around. C, but he's letting it. So it's kind of C3 is like the tone, the main tone of the rap, but he's letting his voice drop far below that. Kind of getting down around to like low F at the end of these phrases. That's bass territory. No rush, I can do this all day. The mentality till it go back. The harder I work, the harder I play. But I'm home goals, I can sasalba ka ito na nga wala na magdadadada. Pag ako mga diretso sa kabababa. Ako ay galing sa lupa. Kahit pilitin mo mukha, hindi mo makukuha. Yeah, I know this isn't over. Di pa tapos ang disaster. Alam ko na I'm in danger. Betting you sooner magiging better. Kaya alamin ang mga like, what is the story? How much did this music video cost? That's what, because now I'm just like, this music video must have cost nothing shy of $1 million to produce, maybe more. Like, this has got to be one of the more expensive music videos ever made. This is just absolutely crazy. Yeah, I know this isn't over. So very similar kind of build up to that drop, except I think the guy who comes out in the robe and the guy with the longer blonde hair here, pictured towards the right, I think they switched parts because the one pictured here had the part right before the chorus last time. So I think they flipped their lead up here, give a little variety to the song. absolutely nuts. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what else to comment on vocally. I mean, the chorus is very similar to the first one. The choreography is amazing. The music video is amazing. We're getting so many different vocal colors and timbres. I just can't make sense of it all. I cannot make sense of the music video is so amazing, but it's also so distracting from what I'm normally here to analyze. There's like just so many cool CGI effects, and so many cool camera and angle shifts that it's just like totally overwhelming and overstimulating. So this drop, we have just, you know, bass snaps. It's very much like a trap beat. And we get a flute. I think a flute is a really cool element to put in an electronic drop. And this is like a pretty lo-fi flute, like intentionally. Like it doesn't sound very high quality. It's like filtered a certain way, so it doesn't. We don't get the full timbre, the full color of the flute sound of this like Asian flute sound or Eastern European flute sound. I'm not sure what kind of flute it is. But really cool because you have this low bass line and then you have this flute kind of floating above it. And of course, combined with the choreo, it's a whole thing.
Halukain mo na parang gento. Huwag kang hihinto sa ordinaryo. Kahit pasige hanggang sa magdugo. Di ka basta-basta makakakita ng gento. Gento, 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 gento.
Literally just yelling, just straight up yelling. And I do love so part of the music production is they do have these kind of like industrial sounds, like a pickaxe hitting and like a railroad sound. That's a really cool element they've added in this to just kind of give it atmosphere and kind of make a little more sense of the context they're in, being in like a cave and then in these kind of like dirt yards with these big mechanical instruments, these big machines going around. I like that they've added bits of that to the music video.
Gento, 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 gento. Halukain mo na parang gento. Huwag kang hihinto sa ordinaryo. Kahit pasige hanggang sa magdugo. Di ka basta-basta makakakita nito.
Like, what? This is my facing the whole time, just like... That was one of the craziest music videos I've ever seen. That is one of the craziest songs I've ever heard. My brain was malfunctioning most of the time. If I made any sense the last 23 minutes, great. Otherwise, big shout out to TuneLark for sponsoring this video and my channel. If you want to learn more about music, if you want to learn an instrument, if you want to learn how to sing, go check them out. Get 50% off that first trial lesson. Guys, please like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell. If I enhanced your SB19 experience, cool. If you enjoyed watching me be shocked and awed and confused for the last 25 minutes, please do consider joining my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.